Good morning. This is Leo Kane with Barrow Engineering and Inspection. I'm here with Mark Leake with Door Pro Entryways. This is an exciting hour about entry doors.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your background on when you got into doors and why you chose doors over, let's say, windows or buildings.
I started doing doors in 1992. This is right out of high school. This is it was something that I was doing while I was going through college. Ended up staying in the industry and just furthering because I really loved what I was doing. I loved the decorative element. I loved the strength of the doors. It just appealed to me.
And you went straight in for entry doors.
I ended up there.
Yeah, ended up there.
With it is because that's where you get to do the nice fun stuff is the pretty stuff.
Yeah, as opposed to like interior closet doors or just
Right.
fold sliders.
Little ho-hum.
Yeah.
How did you end up starting doors? Like, what made you pick that?
I didn't pick it. I think the Lord just went
It
ahead.
picked you?
And yes.
That's what I say about real estate. I didn't pick it. It picked me.
Yes.
So back in 1992, you started with a door company. Just
But
worked,
how did
worked
you
your way
start
up?
that? So you got a job offer? Like, tell me.
My best friend's grandfather went ahead and had a lumber yard. So we used to unload the trucks when he came in. When I was in school. This is high school. So
that's how it started, like a part-time little gig for you. Wow.
It certainly did.
That's awesome. And so how did you get to where you are now? Like, did you end up buying the company? Did you start your own?
No, I worked for a company from 1992 to 2008. It was Autos Doors.
That's a long time.
It was 20 years. Started building the doors. Worked my way on up to design of glass, and designed glass. And
How do you do that? How do you design glass?
Well,
do you know the answer to that, Leo? I have no idea how they design or choose the glass in
It
the
starts
front.
with picking your certain sands. You can get the Himalaya salt sands from the mountains. It's kind of pink. You get your sands, and then you compress the sand in a certain way and tempered with fire to create it into what we know as glass. And you can blow the glass you go to Ren Fair and you can see them do that live.
I have seen it, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you make it? You have your own manufacturer?
No, the cores are made in various places. Typically, we used to get most of our glass from Mexico. Just because of the fact it's a highly labor-intensive area, and the only way to make it affordable was that way. Now, I've worked with many glaziers, and that's what they call the people who assemble the leaded glass, and typically design it. With it I've worked with many glaziers, and throughout that and with my clientele they basically wanted different. It was always different.
So if I come to you, I can get a front door that nobody else has. That's what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Hey, Pat. Are you there, or are you in another studio doing traffic? I can't see you.
He's covering a disaster right now, actually.
Well, probably. Okay. So anyway, we met you at the home show.
Yes,
we were
ma'am.
there. We did a live broadcast. First, Pat was there. He was the one bebopping around everywhere. Did you meet Pat George when you were there?
More than likely.
Yeah, he was everywhere.
He was everywhere until he discovered that massage chair.
Yeah.
Then he was nowhere.
That happens, and then they normally fall asleep in there.
Yeah, you guys were right by there, too. We were as well. You were pretty close
I was
there.
surprised with how many massage chair companies there were at the home show.
Yes, I guess stress is on a high demand.
Did you see more than one? We saw one. It was like
No, they were all over because I was like, oh, I'm going to buy this chair. And then there were 5 other manufacturers. And I'm like, oh, my engineering's kicking in. I need to see spec sheets on everything. And I
don't know. The one that was right by our booth was pretty awesome, and so were the people.
I was impressed. But then I went online and looked at reviews of what the 5 best massage chairs were. And none of those 5 companies were the 5 companies at the home show. So I'm
Do you remember which 5 they were?
I know off the top of my head.
Okay.
I purged that from my mind because I really don't need to buy a $5,000 chair.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome, though. All right, back to doors.
Again,
So what,
it's all you talk about.
honestly, no, we were busy, right? Like talking to our own crowd. It was busier than we thought it would be because we had a hurricane
Hurricane Dorian.
rolling through.
Yeah, it was an iffy weekend, but it turned out really well.
Yeah. So you did well from the home show. You guys had a great location. You're right in the back.
I've been in the same place.
Have you?
For 25 years.
That's awesome.
As soon as you walk in, straight to the right.
That was our first home show. We had never done one before, but being part of the Beasley family, they said, "Hey, do you want to do the home show?" And I said, "Sure, we'll do it."
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, it makes sense that you would have a lot of window shoppers at the home show.
Absolutely. And we give out door prizes. There you go.
I noticed a lot of your doors were very different. You had one that was really pretty that caught my attention. I kept looking at it. Every time I walked by, it was like, right which one I'm talking about, had like a blue ribbon through it.
It was we call it the illusions.
That's the name of it? And you said you designed that one.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you come up with the designs? What makes you think about what it's going to look like?
Unfortunately for me, I'd see doors in my sleep.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is, I dream about them. I do all genres of design. So with it is as if it's a Mediterranean, they like iron. If it's a bungalow, they want something like that.
Here's a door for your house, Leo.
Yeah. I'm glad my wife doesn't listen to this show. But you should, and make sure you smash and subscribe on the YouTubes.
They're a little different, like Leo and his wife. They're a little different. That's okay, though.
That's all right. We have a door
it.
for everybody.
Yes.
My door would be a very well insulated door with no windows and a small little peephole that I can use that people can't see when I'm using.
Well, I build them to Miami-Dade specs, so it will be a vault.
So how do you get your approval? Actually, as an engineer, I'm kind of curious about the whole approval process because you need to have a Florida
approval for everything.
So how do you get one on a custom door?
We actually build and manufacture our doors in-house. So every component of the door system has a Florida approval. The jamb has a Florida approval. The T-astrical has a Florida approval. Each component must be built and tested to meet whatever required wind load there is.
Yeah, STM.
Bare minimum now is 140. This is which 12 years ago it was 100. So it's considerably stronger than it once was.
So basically, for your little bungalow, Leo, if you get a new door and a hurricane comes rolling through, the only thing that will be left will be your door.
And the carport.
Yeah.
The carport
Absolutely.
is now to Category 5 hurricane.
And that's at 200 mile an hour.
Yeah. The rest of the house is like 90-mile-an-hour winds, but the
When the
carport's
storm rolls through, I'm going to see if I can park my boat in your carport.
underneath, but the house will fall on it.
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, it's just crazy the way that when you have an old house and you start rebuilding it, certain components will be there forever and other components are just crumbling.
Yeah. So most of the time people look for good bones, and then they just go around.
I'm just excited. The whole customality, you've got every component with the Florida product approval, you put it together, so you don't need testing on top of that to show the components.
No, so you have to go ahead and have a third party accredited to be a NAMI labeled shop. So they actually come on in, check everything that we're using, all the components, so we can actually label it, so we can pull a permit on it, so it can be installed.
It's surprising how much stuff actually needs a permit. I think that surprises many people. You know that, of course.
Well,
I know that.
Your doors and windows need components because they tend to be your weakest components of the building. And once you get a door or window compromised, you get a negative stack of pressure effect, and it blows your roof off. So yeah, doors and windows are very important.
Yeah. So for the wind codes on impact they fire a 2x4 in 3 separate areas of the glass. It can't penetrate the glass, and then that's not just the end of the test.
So I have glass on my front doors, but I definitely do not have that now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they cycle it 1,000 times positive negative pressure after that to make sure it doesn't allow an intrusion in the house.
It would break my heart if I designed this door and then they were testing it and it shattered. I'd be like, I'm devastated.
When I went to test my glass when we were importing, we had to take it and have it tested. And I was real green at that time. I didn't know that you didn't need to have a decorative inner core in it is to have it tested.
We'll have to talk about this after the break.
Yeah. One of the questions that I know, I'm sure you get a lot, and it's a question on my mind, is can you change the glass in your existing door? And I guess we'll answer
All the
that
time.
right after the break. We'll talk about what that process is and how much that is and
ma'am.
how much approximately would be for a new door. Offer your number, 813-377-2775. Again, call or text us if you want some information on doors to 813-377-2775. We'll be back right after this break. Stick around.
Well, good morning. Welcome back. This is Leo Kane with Barrel Engineering and Inspection. I'm here with Mark Leake from Door Pro Entry and Katrina Madewell from Keller Williams Realty. I think it's time for, since Adam didn't give us an insurance tip of the week, it's time for Leo Kane's inspection tip of the week.
I was wondering if you were ever going to get to that.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't do Adam's tip. Well, I do Adam's tip when he's not here.
No.
So basically,
Inspection.
this is the time of year where people from up north who have migrated down here like to open their windows in their bedrooms and around the house. If you're like me and you're freezing this time of the year, you tend not to open your windows. But the tip of the week is you should be opening and closing all your windows, especially in the bedrooms, once a month or once every other month. You want to make sure that those jambs get their lube, they're able to open and close. The reason why is if you're in an emergency and there's a fire and you have to leave your house through your window, and that's not the time you want to discover you can't open it. So my insurance...
I never thought about that, Leo. I'm just saying, I don't know when I've opened my windows last.
You need to.
I'm going to go do it today. all
Yeah,
of
your
them.
insurance tip of the week is to prevent you from cashing in on a life insurance policy, and that is to exercise your doors and windows at least once every other month to make sure that they open and close freely. The mechanisms aren't broken, so if you have an emergency, you're able to leave your house.
In the summer,
Even in the
people
summer,
would
you
not
gotta
want to do that.
open
I
and
can
close
imagine.
them.
But now the weather's awesome, so it's a good time to open the doors.
You know, that is so true because when I bought my home, I never did that. And when I finally moved in and started, a few months later, every one of the windows where when you slid up and down, all those ropes inside were broken.
Your inspector should have been fired. They totally should have checked that.
Yeah, I mean,
Terrible.
if they're metal, they're like $35. If they're string or wires like you're talking about, they're usually like $150 a window to replace.
So by the way,
I don't know why the string is less than the metal.
Here's the thing: if you had hired Leo and his team to do your inspection, Pat, not only would they have found that,
You would be in a completely different house.
but here's the thing:
You're so right.
Listen, if they miss something major like that, and you're like, I wouldn't have bought this house because it's going to cost me $30,000 to get all new windows.
We'll buy the house
if
back.
my inspector had found this, Leo will buy your house back.
No, here's
Definitely.
what's going to happen. If I go to sell my house someday and they try to hire Leo to inspect my house, I'm going to give Leo 4 tickets to Disney World and tell him to get lost because he is too thorough. He will find too many problems.
Let me tell you, I'll give you a better suggestion, Pat. When you go to sell your home, we recommend that people actually hire Leo to do a pre-listing inspection because you get the chance to
fix.
No,
Well,
listen.
that puts
the
you in-
buyer's going to find it.
Yeah, the
Fix
buyer's
it
gonna
before
find-
they see it.
Exactly. Or the buyer's going to find it, you can say, well, we already knew about this, and that's why we put our price together the way we did.
How many people sell homes as is, like in cars?
Well, that's a loaded question, okay? And I just had this question last week with one of our attorneys that we work with regularly. He's a real estate attorney, so they know this contract as good as I do. And so that was one of the things that he mentioned because it was an as is. People think like as is means, oh yeah, it's as is. But the truth is, the way those as is contracts reads is they're as is with the right to inspect. If you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. The seller doesn't have to fix anything. So when you think about this, Pat, even in the shifting market, if you've got an as-is contract, you basically the buyer can walk away if they don't like it. So
you can be forced to fix things.
when you get in a market where the buyers are not a dime a dozen, this is going to be a bigger issue. And then we will start to see less as-is contracts.
My favorite as is the one where we find something that's going to fail a 4-point inspection, which means you're not going to be able to get insurance, like it needs a new roof or it needs a new air conditioner. And then you have a buyer who's an investor that's cash. They have a lot of power. It's like, well, if I walk away from this home,
You're still going to have to fix it.
you're going to have to fix these issues before a regular buyer can buy it. So give me more money off the asking price. And I see that a lot, even with as is.
Anything major, like we're looking for major items on there. So as is, Pat, means if there's major stuff, like the buyer says, I don't really want to invest in a home where I have to fix all this stuff after I buy it, more than likely they're going to walk away.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess I'm just going to live in it and hope for a lot of lightning storms.
So let me tell you the flip side
Well,
to
Tampa
that.
does mean lightning in Indian.
We
or Native American.
haven't seen this in a while because we've been on the as-is contracts for so long. But when the market starts to shift, I think probably when we get to about a 4-month absorption rate, 4 maybe 5 months, and we start to slow down a little bit, we're going to start seeing more of the traditional contracts being used and not the as-is. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because there's a repair limit in there. And do you know what that means for you as the seller?
Oh.
You have to repair 1.5%, but the buyer can't get out of your contract as easy.
No, I like that.
Buyer can still get out of a contract. From what I've
They
been
can,
taught,
but they can't get out based on inspection if they're willing to fix that stuff and it's under 1.5%.
Oh,
You know what's good about
interesting.
today's show, though, because and correct me if I'm wrong, December's not a real high turnover where people are moving in and out in December. Is that true? And you've got the guy here that wants to put a new door in. This is the month probably to spruce up your house a little bit.
We see a lot of stuff being crammed in at the end of December. Like the lenders want to pull their hair out the week before Christmas and the week after Christmas.
That's still some of our busiest weeks of the year.
Oh, they are busier than people would think.
I would
The
never
last
wanna
2
move during the
weeks.
holidays.
And the poor lenders, like they get to take some time off like early in December because if they don't and they have time they're not going to use, sometimes they lose it. So they try to encourage them to take it before Thanksgiving because after this, lenders get busier than you would think that they're slow, but they're really not. They're really not. They get a rush of people that want to close by the end of the
I
year.
stand corrected.
Yeah. So we back to our guest that we have, Mr. Mark Leake. He's with Door Pro Entry, and right before the break, excellent tip, Leo. You should do a huddle with your team more often and like bring that in. By the way, I love
You mean
it.
we should do tips every week?
Yes, you should. They're so random and like important, and
They're
they
not
lead to other
random.
good.
They link to the topic of hand.
No, they do, but they lead to like important things. Like I never would have talked about that we're all on as-is contracts, and now that's going to change when our absorption rate changes a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have thought to just bring that up, but
Well,
that's what we'll
then
see.
you should like and subscribe.
Yes, you should. Or you can call us if you got questions at our off-air number, which is 813-377-2775. Again, you can call or text us on that number anytime. We won't wake anybody up. 813-377-2775. So if you're, binge watching YouTube, just text us at that hour. It's totally fine. You won't disturb anybody.
And it's easy now. You just set YouTube on and it just keeps showing you when it wants to
That's
show
right.
you.
That's right. So, Mark, right before the break, we were talking about can you just change the glass in your existing door? Can you add the inserts that you want in this custom design? Or, you have so many designs available already,
Yeah,
right?
we have about 6 manufacturers of standard glass, so that's about 1,100 designs right there. And then
1,100? You have a showroom with 1,100 designs?
no, I fit as many as I possibly could.
How
in
many
there.
fit? You got 1,100 in the book, right?
I
But
got
then-
150.
Okay. So 10%-ish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
slightly few.
Your most popular ones, I'm sure, are the ones that are in there.
It changes with different tastes, really.
Okay.
There's so many people have so many different ideas. I mean, what's hot now is not necessarily hot later. Right now, the wrought iron look is extremely popular.
Yeah.
This is because the Mediterraneans are coming back. That's what's getting built. Also,
I've always loved anything wrought iron. Even when it goes out of style, I've always loved it.
yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful look. We also do right now the bungalow style has come back really, really popular. So we're doing a lot of SDLs and everything.
What's a SDL?
It's a divided light. With it it's somewhat plain and simple, but elegant.
Okay.
It's not overly overboard.
So what's the cost roughly to change the glass to the existing door? Can you give me a range? Because I know that's a loaded question.
For a single door installed is $1,100.
Okay. With
If-
permit and everything.
With a permit.
That's just
and
the glass.
That's just the door. So if you wanted to just change out your glass is in that door or add glass to that door we could put it in your door. Takes us about an hour. Still meets
That's quick.
That's very fast.
It still meets all Florida codes because that glass still has the Florida approvals on it. So that component matches up with your door, so you're not doing anything that would hamper your insurance, so everything stays under the same umbrella, and you're saving that $1,100 right off the bat.
So what is the cost just to do the glass? Like either a glass cut in or change it?
Labor typically costs about $175, and the glass starts about $500.
Wow, so that's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal. What's some of the best materials to use for the door? Because you have a bunch of different options, right?
Yes, you have steel, you have wood, you have fiberglass. Now, I've been building doors for close to 30 years, and I've used all materials. But I primarily now build only fiberglass.
Yeah, I was going to say 5 of the 3, fiberglass is probably your best bang for
Which
the buck.
one would the home inspector pick if he were changing his front doors?
Oh, I just said fiberglass.
You would
Yeah.
pick fiberglass?
Yeah, because
would?
steel is a lot of durability. You've got a lot of weight. It's going to survive a lot more of the impact, but it's going to wear those weather strippings more. The wood is going to rot from our Florida conditions. You have to paint it more on a regular basis. Fiberglass is going to be lightweight. It's going to have a good thermal insulation component to it. It's going to be my choice.
Which ones are the most expensive? Is it steel or wood?
Actually, wood is because normally it's an exotic species.
Okay. We'll table that for right after the break, but I'm curious. I have to know what's the most expensive front doors you ever sold. So you can think about it and table it for after the break, but I just want to know. And then we'll talk about a range. Like, what's a traditional range? You're listening to Tampa Home Talk. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back. We have Adam, right? Remotely joining us?
Here, hey. This is Adam Talley with Talley Insurance with our 2-minute tip of the week. And this week I want to talk to everybody that had their roof replaced in 2004. If you've been thinking about quoting out your homeowner's insurance, now is the time to do it. Because as soon as the calendar flips over to 2020, your roof is now 16 years old, which means instead of 20 carriers to quote you with, I have about 4 or 5. So if you replaced your roof 15 years ago, now is the time to quote that homeowner's insurance if you're thinking about switching, because once that calendar flips over, we will not have as many options for you.
You gentlemen have some great tips today. I'm so proud of you.
We should have a whole show dedicated to tips from Adam and Leo.
Really, today was great. Your tips were very valuable. Like the difference between waiting 3 weeks and having 20 carriers as opposed to 4 is incredible.
Yep. And we see it every year, and some people are like, well, I replaced that roof in December. The carrier doesn't care what month it was. They're just looking at that date, that year. So.
All right, so if you did your roof in 04 or even 05, call or text us at 813-377-2775. Text roof. We know you're looking for Adam. 813-377-2775.
That also leads into my business tip of the week, which is also very similar. If you're looking to form a company in 2020, you might want to incorporate now in 2019 so you can already say you're a year old come January.
Talk about that. You have to file
We can do
returns.
the commercial insurance for that too. But you guys have a great weekend, and thank you.
Well, think
All
about
right.
it. People don't want to do business with a brand new company. So if you say you were formed in 2019 and you're in 2020, you can say you've been around for a year. Legitimately say you've been around for a year, and it gives you credibility. Also, a lot of banks, they won't give you credit until your business is 2 years old. So you can actually just be 13 months old to have business credit.
But you're not going to have any returns from 19 if you didn't have any revenue.
You don't have that. You're not. It's chalk and cheese, mate. Chalk and cheese.
Perception.
It's perception of when your company was founded, not how much money you made.
I suppose, but they still are looking for financials.
To give business credit, they won't even talk to you till you're 2 years old. So if you have a good 2020, you can get small lines of credit. I'm not talking about like hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm talking like corporate credit cards for your employees, things of that nature. So yeah, if you're thinking of forming a business in 2020, just incorporate it now. You can get a business incorporated for like $200 online through Sunbiz, which is where you register your business through Florida. Decide if you want to do anything with it. You won't have to file anything for the first year, and then you already are a year-old company.
Well, Okay.
There's your business 2-minute tip of the week.
Pretty great. All right. So right before the break, I loaded you up on a question mark, and we're looping back around because we're a little bit chatty on this show. Imagine it's talk radio. But we were talking about my question was, what's the most expensive door? And I could see that it would be like a total ornate, like engraved wood, right?
It was.
That would make sense.
It was.
And so what did you say about the wood?
It's typically in Florida, we like to use exotic species because they're acclimated to the high climate here.
Exotic species. Tell me. Cypress? What are you using?
Mahogany, Brazilian oak those two are the best in Florida.
Okay. And so give me a range. Like those really expensive wood doors, how much would they cost? Range.
$8,000 to $25,000.
And what's the most expensive front doors you've ever put on a home or business?
$22,000.
And what do those look like?
Those were two 28-inch doors.
Did they have machine guns mounted that came out of the wall?
They were actually very small. They had hand-carved rope molding around both sides.
Did they send you a design and say, hey, I want this? Is that how it went down?
No, actually, it really helps to sell doors that are $20,000 if you have doors to show people that in the showroom.
Speaking of which, you were talking about the value, like how much value a new front door can actually add to your home versus the ratio cost of the door. Mm-hmm. And you have some studies or research on this?
So studies have shown is that they appraised the house prior to having a decorative door on it, and it came in at X price. So after a new front door was installed, they had the house appraised again, and the increase was 1 to 1.5%.
Here's the thing, and this applies not only for the appraisers, but also for the buyers that are walking through your front door. It's a first impression. Your door is absolutely, it's your first impression. Mm-hmm. So it makes a difference from the photos that you have from the road of the front of your home all the way to the time that you walk in, and it really does make a difference.
It's
and
the
so
curb appeal.
Your appraisers, and we've got a couple here on Tampa Home Talk that are our official show partners. So we love Ray Hall, we love Danielle Evans. Those are really our favorite go-to appraisers. And essentially, I'd love to have their opinion on it. We'll have to get that as well. But I think they would agree that it would increase the value as well. And here's the thing. These appraisers, when they come through, sure, they're looking at data and comparables, but it's an opinion. Their appraisal is an opinion of value. So if you can wow the appraiser all the way through, including the front door, it really can make a huge difference in your value.
It does.
And I would argue to say it could even be more than that, really, depending on your list of upgrades.
With it is you'll notice that most all of the model homes have a decorative door.
Oh, yes. I would say the model homes spend easy $20,000 on the front doors, especially the more expensive ones. Not the entry-level homes, but like above the median price. They're probably... I looked at one. It was a Cal Atlantic, and I remember like noticing the door right away, and I just said, oh my gosh, I love that door. And do you know what the rep said?
It was $15,000?
It's a $50,000 upgrade. I said, of course I love the door. 50.
It's like going into Home Depot and you're getting new knobs for your cabinets. The wife's like, I just want 6. They're $35 a piece. I'm like, I don't care what the knob is.
I don't know. For $50,000, I love front doors, but I think I'd put a down payment on another home. Just saying.
You can buy a car.
Your car. Yes.
Get a whole car for the front door.
Buy a Tesla truck almost for that price. Which I did put a deposit on.
Yeah, so how fancy do you get on like I wanted to get a remote keyless entry, which was another mistake because she wanted the matching handle, not just a knob, a handle that comes out like one of those weird fancy handles you can grab and
big handle set.
Yeah. I'm out $500 just because I wanted remote keyless entry because we locked ourselves out. I'm like, I don't want to pay another $100 locksmith bill. No, I'd rather pay a $600 front door lock upgrade.
Does your wallet squeak when you open it, Leo? I have a feeling it does.
I got better things to buy than a front door handle. But this goes to show you, it can get really expensive, and it looks really nice.
So,
it's a bronze, aged bronze is the look. You're probably
that is very popular.
Yeah.
What's the cost? What's the average cost range for a new door? Everywhere from single to double doors. What's your average?
Single door is about $2,500. Installed with permit is typical double door is 4,500. But that's not impact glass.
And they start where? On the low side, and what's the range?
Low side is for a single door is about 1,500 install with permit.
Okay. And then your highest average?
Most of my average sales are 5,500 to 6,500.
Awesome. What do you think changes the cost drastically in these doors? Glass inserts,
Yes,
which is
ma'am.
the best feature, right? It
yes.
looks the best. So what do you think are some of the best options for great price that will really just give this wow factor for a consumer to think about choosing?
A lot of times is the first thing that I ask them is what type of door they have currently. Is because we try and save them money right off the bat. With as many new houses that are being built as y'all have seen, they typically have a plain door on the front of it, nondescript, and people come on in and they ask us, well, can we put glass in it? And of course, being that I'm a manufacturer of doors, it's a simple.
I wish
thing
I
for
had
us.
met you like 2 weeks sooner, because I just changed the glass on 4401 Dillon Loop. We changed the whole front door. It was so beat up from the last tenants, we had to change it. That's the one that's 90,000. We changed the front door.
Yeah.
How much is that again for a single front door?
Yeah, we could come in and change out that glass in an hour.
Yeah, it makes a big, and plus when you think about like this one's a townhome style, right? 4401 Dillon Loop, totally renovated, $90,000, 2-bedroom, great area, right in Land O'Lakes. The door with a little bit of glass, even at the top, the amount of light that shines into that hallway, just from having a little bit of light, makes a huge difference.
That's another huge thing that people ask me when they come. Well, what their concerns are, they want light. They're like, well, we just want light. Is it so dark in the foyer?
Is that why a lot of people change their front doors? It's less about aesthetics and more about...
We get a lot of people that are wanting light.
We have a lot of light in our front room. It's like totally sheer. Like I have 2 front doors, and there's some etched glass in it, but they're totally clear. You can see all the way through. So I want light, but not light. You can see all the way through.
And hence, that's the reason why we have so many in the showroom. You really can't gauge obscurity levels from a brochure.
Where are you guys located at?
We're at 8503 East Adamo Drive in Tampa.
So you're right off the interstate?
We're just a half mile west of Brandon Ford.
Oh, okay. Awesome. You know, if you're listening to our show right now and you want to connect with Mark and you want us to text you the address because you might be driving to work or in and around the car like we know you guys are that listen to talk radio, just call or text us at 813-377-2775. We will text you the address to go see Mark. Again, 813-377-2775. That is our off-air number, and you can call or text whatever you need to 813-377-2775. We are going to ask your name and your email address. That's the auto computer responder part of it. But we will actually respond to you on that message number as well. So I had one more question for you that I was thinking about, and now I can't think of it. Do you have any promos or anything for listeners you could pass on? Did you have any for the home show that you could extend to our person listening?
We are offering a 10% discount on new doors with decorative glass.
Awesome. So just mention Tampa Home Talk.
Yes, ma'am.
And you'll get 10% off. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. It's been a fun hour.
So you can save 10% on your $50,000 door.
Oh, stop it. No, he said the most expensive one, it was 20-something. So, and the average double door was 5-ish.
About 45 to 5,500.
That's not bad. So tell me, what are some of the best ones? The one that caught my eye was the one with the blue ribbon through it. How did you end up picking that? It was just the right amount of blue.
I wanted something that looked like a piece of art. It actually is inspired off of a treble clef. Note. That's how that whole ribbon effect.
So you're looking at my door here. We were talking about this really quick before the show started. We're all glass, as you can see.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you were to change this door, just the glass insert, right, I guess would be okay?
You wouldn't be able to do that because that's interior.
Okay. So let's say you were to change our door for our studio.
Yes,
and let's
ma'am.
say we want a Tampa Home Talk logo, a little fancy microphone like that in on air. And you said something about can light up too,
Yeah,
right?
do you want it lit up?
Well, I'm just curious, like, how much do you think that would be? And then what would
About 3,500.
Oh my God. gosh, for a door.
And
light up door?
Yeah, we can go right around it as you
Like
see
that.
the blue around there is we can make the blue on the top and everything.
All right,
I
when we
have
come
that
back,
covered.
let's talk about how this door is going to light up. Stick around. We'll be back.
All right.
Good morning. Welcome back. I can't. If we say this all the time during our 7th comeback, I can't believe we've been here for 2 hours.
Yeah, already.
Yeah.
We have 8 minutes left.
8 solid minutes.
Oh, it'll go by fast.
It will, especially all this talk about doors. So what new door are you going with? I've decided that you're getting a $15,000 door.
I have no idea. I'm going to have to go to their showroom in Madewell. I don't even know. I have no idea. But I guess I'll get pictures and I'll pimp them out on social media.
Yeah, this is what I tell people is to go on Pinterest or something to like that is and bring in what they like.
But you can do something custom, right? Like if I
yeah.
gave you our Tampa Home Talk logo, you can just put that on a door.
Yes, ma'am.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about that.
Oh my God.
All right. Okay. Couple things real quick. Come see us tonight. We are going to be open house style holiday party. We are a lot of fun. I promise. My team is actually in the other room already setting up, cleaning up, tweaking. This whole studio is going to be actually get your holiday photos in our studio because this is where we're going to set up the photography area and the backdrop for the photographer when he gets here for the holiday. It's going to be so much fun. You can hang out in the studio twice today, Mark.
There you go.
Tonight, 6 to 9 p.m. We're right off of Livingston at 54. You can call or text us at 813-377-2775. 813-377-2775. Come meet Pat George and his wife, Amy. If you love my hair, she's the one that did it, so then you can go see her. Leo, are you coming with your wife? Can you guys slip away sometime?
We can't. We already have plans. This is a tough month for me. I have literally
everything every weekend.
Yeah, I have something every single weeknight, and I have 2 or 3 somethings every single weekend. It's just insane.
Well, when you think about it, it is already December 6th.
And January can't be here soon
Well,
enough.
I was looking at the, there's only, not including this weekend that we're already in pretty much, there's only 2 more weekends before Christmas.
Well,
2 weekends.
That's good because like the first weekend in January, I literally just collapsed because I have nothing on my calendar. And I was like, pfft.
Yeah, I like that little sweet spot after Christmas into New Year's.
I hate that.
It's a great spot for us.
Because
I
usually end up covering for all the people on vacation, so that's my busiest week of the year.
It's my vacation week.
That's my busiest week of the year.
All right.
Because once people find out you're open during that week, they're like,
They're trying to get their inspection in because they're going to close. Did you get cash buyers
we get a lot of cash buyers that week.
And they're ready to close. They want your stuff done.
So the IRS thinks
get
we do
title work.
nothing that week. No, joking. We document everything we have to. But yeah, we get a lot of cash buyers that week.
All right, so let me tell you guys about a couple of our open houses that we have really quick because I don't want to run out of time. These are all brand new listings. Every single listing I'm telling you about has been on the market for 2 days or less.
Why can't we broadcast from an open house like we did with 3932 Carrera Court?
We should. I actually have a beautiful home in Apollo Beach. We are going to do a remote broadcast from that. I was thinking about it.
I would love to.
We're going to do a broker open and a remote broadcast. You have to come see that home. It's
And I can call it
beautiful.
3932 Carrera Court Part 2.
Maiden Sea. That one is Maiden Sea. We call it the Mermaid House.
It doesn't sound as good as 3932 Carrera Court
But
Part
the house
2.
is much more, it's beautiful. It's better. I like it.
That house that we were in was beautiful.
I think you'll like this one better. We'll see.
We were in like a nautical den.
I know, but I just like this other house better. We'll see.
Speaking of which, how's our battery doing
I'm
for the
gonna
battery
talk
test?
to. It looks good. It's great. We did 2 hours on our battery, Pat. We didn't plug in. You'll be proud of us with our remote broadcast equipment.
Hey, Pat,
If we die
remember
suddenly
when we
after
lost the last
show.
45 seconds of the show? That's because we're doing a battery test. You know,
right.
you know who else did a battery test and it had a disastrous outcome?
Who?
Chernobyl.
Huh?
Chernobyl. They were doing a shutdown test when the reactor imploded.
It's not that serious, Leo. Really, it's not.
Us not being on the air for the last 45 seconds, it's a Chernobyl level of serious.
Just stop it, okay?
And
Listen.
the box set of Chernobyl, the HBO series, would make a great Christmas stocking stuffer for your loved one.
All right, listen. We have 11133 Lakeside Vista Drive. Incredible 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home in Riverview. Was this on our list? You look real quick, Leo, while I'm looking at them.
What's the zip code?
33569. Is that one on the list?
No.
It should be, because this is a great price at $185, and it's going to be open from Saturday 12 to 4. Is it on there?
Nope. How about the next one?
4 bedrooms.
I'll tell you if it's on the
Yeah, 12
hot
to 4,
list.
185 Lakeside Vista. We also have 1917 Woodcut Drive, Saturday in Lutz from 1 until 5 p.m., 33559. That's
Not
not
on the
on the
list.
list.
Nope.
But it is a hot area and it's easy to rent.
So I'm hoping the list of
Schools are
these
great.
20 Tampa Bay zip codes are delivering the best ROI.
We
Keep
talked
going.
about the first hour.
Yep,
Okay.
keep going.
So 1917 Woodcut Drive in Lutz, Saturday 1 to 5. We are holding that one open. And this one is going to be sold by Monday for sure. 4401 Dillon Loop, Unit 170. And that's going to be in Chelsea Meadows and Land O'Lakes. Only $90,000. Completely renovated, 100% redone. 11 to 2.
I feel like I'm like a raffle. Like I'm like 3363.
That
Got
was
it.
not
Got
on
it.
there.
Got it. 9.
No.
Oh, I have a 4.
That was definitely not on there. 4401 Dillon Loop in Land O'Lakes, Saturday 11 to 2. We also have 36005 Stable Wilk Avenue in Zephyr Hills, Silverado Ranch. Almost new home, built in 2018. 4-bedroom, 2-bath. And this one is only $235.
Not on the list.
Open Sunday 1 to 5.
Keep going. Keep going.
And we have 23212 Shining Star Drive in Lake Pageant East, another 4-bedroom, 2-bath for just $250. Completely renovated, absolutely beautiful. Will be open Saturday 8 to 2. I feel like I'm missing a
Not
couple.
on the list. I need to. Nothing was on your hottest ROI list.
Those are just our brand new ones. And we have a lot of other properties that are coming soon that are not on the market. And we have a lot of other properties that are a couple of the higher
Well,
ones.
actually, if I was a buyer right now, I wouldn't want to be buying off the highest ROI list because that means I'm buying it high.
Not necessarily. If you get a good return.
I was trying to.
It's also looking at rentals. It's looking on your cash on return. Your oh my gosh, I can't spit it out. Your cap rate. It's looking at your cap rate.
I
if you
was
rent
trying to help get you buyers.
Well, just call or text us. We can help you out. 813-377-2775. 813-377-2775. You can call or text us. Now, are you ready for that number one reason that your home is not selling right now if it's listed?
Price?
One of the number one reasons. It's probably price.
It's only the price is
But
the only
do you know what
reason.
I see? No, it's not actually. That's shifted a little bit in the last couple of years, the photos. If you don't have enough photos and they're not amazing, buyers going to eliminate it off of their list.
That's a wonderful thing why the drones are so nice now.
It's almost required, right? Like even on a $90,000 listing, we have drone shots.
And you can get a professional drone through Amazon.com for only $600. You can pair that up with a Samsung Globe camera. That's a camera you have on a stick and you put in front of you and take a picture and it gets the whole room in one photo.
What's the? Oh, well, that's cool. What's that?
That is a Samsung Globe camera. You can
That's
pick one up for
cool.
$399 on Amazon.com or Best Buy. These all make great stocking stuffers. If my wife is listening, I would love to have one of those Globe cameras.
I'm gonna go check it
She's
out.
not listening, so
I'm gonna go check it out.
we already have the drone. So
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something, Leo, and I forgot. Dang it.
well, it's about
All right.
Christmas, so you have to relate everything. So if you're looking to give the perfect gift, the gift of an appreciable value, make sure that you look into the gift of a new front door.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
Mark, it's been awesome to have you.
Thank you, ma'am.
We had so much fun. Are you gonna come back tonight and have a glass of wine with us?
Probably not.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, no.
I am just as busy as that gentleman on over there.
All right.
There's not enough days in
Hours in the day.
till
We'll be here tonight, 6 to 9. You can call or text us. We'll get you all the information. 813-377-2775. Thank you so much for listening to us for the last couple hours. We have been awesome to have us in your car. Thank you for listening. Again, love where you live. I'm going to help you fix it.
That's a long commute if they were listening for 2 hours.
Welcome home. We'll be back next week. See you then.